Hello and welcome to the Introduction to Data Entry and how to set up your data entry site. We'll be reviewing the process for getting data into Globe, which starts with setting up a data entry site. This package will walk through those steps. It's available online under globe.gov/gettrained. You'll see this and a number of other tutorials that will help you interact with the Globe website. There's a section at the end that you can use to test yourself and try a few practices before you do it for real. As always, if you have any questions, you can contact the Globe Help Desk at help@globe.gov. Now, as a Globe teacher, doing the protocols is only part of doing Globe. Reporting the data back to Globe and then analyzing the data is just as important. The website provides tools to help you input the data, report, and analyze the data. Remember that data you report is kept permanently, so your school data will be available for you and your students to analyze now and in the future. There are tools to assist you, and you'll be able to do comparisons from year to year to see how things change over time. The data that you input can also be used by other students throughout the world to do other analysis, and it's shared with scientists as well. So a lot of people will do the Globe protocols, but it's always that extra step that it takes to get the data into the database, and that really is a key part of Globe. So in order to do this, what do you need? First thing you need is an account that you can log in with. You must be marked as trained. And there are different ways you can get your training. You can attend a Globe workshop, or you can get e-trained. Both of these are available. There's information under the Get Trained section on the Globe website. Once you've completed, you should be able to go straight in and begin entering data. Again, questions, you can ask help@globe.gov. Your account should be connected with your Globe school or another organization that supports data entry. And then, once your account is set up, you're ready to create a data site for your school. And that's really what this webinar is about. So to access the data entry system, you'll see a login button on the top of the screen. You'll enter your email and password. And remember, if you ever do forget your password, there is a forget password link. You'll select enter data and go to the data entry system. So these are some screenshots that help you to see what it looks like. But rather than do the screenshots, let's do it for real using the browser. So here we are on the Globe website. I can click the sign in button. And as I mentioned, if you do forget your password, you can click here and an email will be sent to your account that will allow you to change your password. So you can always redo it if you need to. If the email that you used with Globe is the same that you use for Facebook or Google, you can use Facebook or Google to log into the Globe system as well. Once you're ready to go, you can click the sign in button. And if your account is set up correctly, you should get into the system and a new menu bar will appear on the top. So here we are. You can see my name is up here on the top. You've got a manage button if you are the owner of your school. You've got a go to button which has direct links to entering data and visualizing data in addition to your school's name. If you have questions, you can always post them to the community feedback forum. And then you'll also see your name is here with links to your My Page, your account details, and you can always log off. So we'll go through each of these in different parts of these presentations. But for now, we want to try entering data. So I'll click the Go To and Enter Data. And I'll go to the data entry site, which is data.globe.gov. And when you first go to your site, you'll probably just see your school's name. And if I click on it, there's nothing there. That's because I haven't created a site yet. So my first step is to go over to the right here and click on Add Site. Now this is where I can put in a name for my site. So I'll call it My School's Site. It's up to you, whatever you want to call it. You can put in your latitude, longitude, and elevation. And there's a handy map down here which you can use to drag and zoom in to locate where your school is as accurately as you can. So I'll just come in here and let's say this is where my school is. So you see it's calculating the latitude, longitude, and I can have it also calculate the elevation. I can put any comments in if I want, and then on the left-hand side, I can say what type of site this is. So this relates to the types of protocols that I want to use. So if I want to do atmosphere protocols, I'll check the atmosphere box, and some additional questions will appear that reflect my choice of this being an atmosphere site. I can also set up this site to support multiple protocols. So if I wanted, I could check all of these boxes, but for now, let's just set up an atmosphere site. You'll see that there are many fields here. Not all of them are required. As a matter of fact, on this particular form, the only thing that's required is the thermometer type. Now, if I do try to create my site without completing all the mandatory fields, I'll see the sad face, one error, and it says thermometer type can't be blank. So I can scroll down here, and sure enough, the thermometer type is now red. I can click on this, and I could choose whatever the particular type of thermometer is that I'm using. Once I've got this, I can click Create Site. Now I see the happy face, and my site has been created. So when I return to the data entry home, now under my school's name, I see my school's site. That's the name that I gave this particular site. If I have any issues, I can always go back and click on Edit Site, and I can change any of the information or update the information. So if I wanted to add some additional information about my atmosphere site, I can click here to say Edit. I can add a comment and say adding information on surface cover. And I can scroll down and describe the surface cover, which we'll say is short grass. I can also upload photos if I'd like to. And now I'll click Update Site. Once again, I get the happy face, so I know my site has been updated successfully. If I return to Data Entry Home, I can see the school site there again, the Edit Site option, and if I click on this, I can now see all the protocols that are available to me for the site type that I chose. So for an atmosphere site, you can see I have these protocols. If it would have been a surface temperature site, then I would see protocols related to surface temperature. And of course, if I would have clicked both of those, I would see both atmosphere and surface temperature options. So that's the basics of what you need to know in order to be able to set up a site. As an aside, you see these forms are available in many languages. So if you'd like to see your site rendered out in Arabic in this case, or Dutch, or Russian, and you see Google is being very helpful, asking if it would like me to translate what I've changed to. So you can change the different languages as you like, and then modify any site that you've created at any time. So returning to our presentation, we just walked through the Add Site button. We've walked through how to enter the coordinates, the latitude, longitude, and elevation. We talked about how the site can fail if we don't fill in all of the required fields, and then the green happy face indicating that things are created properly. We did talk about an atmosphere site. This is an example with more of the fields filled in. And we did talk about adding photos if you'd like to further define your site. At any time, if you'd like to go back and edit your site, you can click on the Data Entry Home, and on the right there on the bottom, you can see the Edit Site option, or if you've made a mistake, you can delete the site. However, the system will not allow you to delete a site if there is data associated with a site. You'll have to delete the data first. In this case, I could delete the site because I haven't entered any data yet. So at this point, I would say it's your turn to create a site. You should know to log in and select Enter Data from the Go To menu. If you want, you can actually practice. There is a training data entry form that's available under the data entry page. Your challenge would be to do just like I did. Create an atmosphere site, submit the site, return to the data entry home, edit it once so you can see how to edit a site, and then return again to the data entry home. My question's for you. If you try to log in and it says No account. What does that mean? Probably means you haven't registered yet. If it says incorrect password, you know that you can use the forget password link in order to reset your password. Keep in mind a password must have 8 characters with 1 uppercase and 1 number. Once you log in and you click on the data entry link, if it says you're not authorized or you're not associated with the school, that probably means that you haven't completed your training or somebody did not mark you as having completed your training, and so you may need to contact the help desk. If you want to change the name of your site or the location of your site, you know to go to the data entry system and click the edit button and change the name and or the location depending on which you want to do. The presentation here has the answers, which you can take a look at as you like. And with that, you now should know about having a Globe account with an appropriate organization. You should know how to set up a site. And it's time to move on to part 2, where you can actually start entering the data. As always, questions, help@globe.gov. Thank you.